Welcome to Mental Millennials with your host, Shelby Friesen.
All right, guys, today I wanted to talk a little bit about a voice while speaking thing that I've been kind of becoming aware of in the past couple of months. It's something that I've always been aware of. And when I was young, I would say like a lot. Like I would say like, and then I'd be talking and like this, and I literally talk like that. And even now I notice it in some of the playbacks of the podcast episodes that I still say it a lot. And that's okay. I mean, I'm consciously trying to work on it, but it's tough. But I've noticed some other things along with the word like. And the other things I've been saying are, I think. So before I say something to someone, like I reply to them, I say, I think. So say you ask me, um, you know, how's your leg? And I'll go, oh, I think my leg's pretty good, instead of just saying my leg's pretty good. It's almost like and it's pretty obvious that I think that because I'm the one saying it. Like you're asking me and I'm telling you I think, when in a sense that's obvious, right? And the third thing that I say a lot is I don't know. So that one I'll say after. So the like is usually at the beginning or in the middle of my sentences, and I think will be how I start my sentences. And then the way that I'll finish a sentence or a statement is with I don't know. And it's funny to hear a sentence like that. So say, just use the leg example again. Someone asks me, how's your leg? And I'll say, I think like my leg's pretty good. I don't know. And it's kind of a funny thing because as someone who gets that response that I would say that to, they're probably a little bit confused because I seem very uncertain of myself. And I'll say this even if I do know things, or it's things that I feel strongly about, like eating healthy food. And that was an example in the car a couple days ago with my brother when I was telling him how I'm feeling about the way I'm eating. And I kind of go back and forth a lot with, do I spend the time to eat the food, or do I or to make the food, or do I try and pay someone to make it? But also talking about how important it is to me and how much better I feel when I do eat that way. But I kept saying, I think, and I don't know. And he's just like, man, why do you keep saying, I don't know? He's like, you do know. So just fucking eat the food. And it was funny to me because he's right. I mean, I do know. That's something I've spent a lot of time researching, but the way I'm talking about it, it sounds like I've probably never even read anything about food, or learned anything about it, or know nothing, whatever it is. And I had read a book recently I think it's called Speak Like Winston, Stand Like Churchill, or the opposite, I can't remember, but it's about public speaking and speeches and just talking in general, and it's about being a leader. And it's funny how the same sentence that I say can be, if I say, I think like my leg's okay, but I don't know, it sounds like a 7-year-old who's very unsure of himself. And if you remove all those excess things that essentially mean nothing and say, say my leg's good, okay, well, that's a pretty normal statement. And if you do this with more powerful things, when someone asks something that's meaningful to you, or you're trying to make a point, instead of getting your point across or your statement by just saying all these other things, just say that one thing and don't second guess it or any of that. And that's something that I've been working on, because that's the difference between sounding like an idiot and sounding like a leader or someone who knows what they're talking about. And it's not that I don't know, it's just that it must be something from kind of the way of growing up or the way I'm used to expressing myself. I had a lot of situations as a child kind of not thinking. I just had a tough time expressing myself and being taken seriously, I think. I had a lot of people always doubting and stuff like that. So I just begin to doubt myself. So that's something that I want to talk about today is just be conscious of those things and think about when you do talk and the words that you're using. And you don't have to, and here's the point too, is you don't have to add words to sound to make a powerful statement. You just need to remove the excess words that mean nothing. So it's a lot more powerful to use shorter statement that's direct to the point, nothing else, as opposed to trying to add a bunch of shit on there. Just making it very clear and understanding the point that you're making and leave the rest out. And so that's something that I've been working on. And yeah, just be conscious and see how you're speaking and see if you can use that in your own like relationships. There you go. See, I said like again. In your own relationships or friends, even just text messages, like any way you're communicating, you'll notice this and you'll be able to adjust and be able to make more powerful statements. So give it a try and let me know if you do. Thanks again. See you guys later.